What does a scanner see? Into the head? Down into the heart?
Not many films look or feel quite like A Scanner Darkly.
You're either on it or you haven't tried it.
Its uniquely hypnotic quality comes from rotoscoping, a laborious process that overlays hand-drawn animation onto live-action footage. Director Richard Linklater had already explored the technique in his earlier film, Waking Life, but here he pushes it further, creating a world in which every boundary between friends and enemies, truth and fiction, melts into a fluid, unstable blur.
If I'd known it was harmless,
I would have killed it myself.
Based on the Philip K. Dick novel, the story is a paranoid fusion of the war on drugs and state surveillance, all nestled inside the jittery, mundane world of suburban drug culture.
or the garage.
Let's just go rescue the orphan deers, dude.
In Dick's world, technology plays a pivotal role in drug enforcement efforts, with scanners acting as powerful surveillance tools that monitor and record a suspect's every move.
The hollow scanners installed in Archer's house are transmitted back here.
To protect the identities of those enforcing the law,
Notice that you can barely see this man
undercover agents wear scramble suits,
because he is wearing what is called a scramble suit.
devices that mask their true identities even from their own bosses. These operatives are assigned to infiltrate criminal networks that are known to be peddling a powerful new narcotic called Substance D. One such agent is Bob Arctor, known to his colleagues as Fred.
I don't look like you. I can't afford to.
Due to the anonymity of his work, he faces a disorienting mission, spying on himself.
Crazy job they gave me.
If any part of this film gives you pause, it's likely to be the style itself. Coupled with a slow, dark, and eccentric plot, there is a significant barrier to casual viewing. However, look past the shape-shifting exterior, and you'll discover one of the most faithful adaptations of Dick's work, supported by an A-list cast and a standout performance from Robert Downey Jr.
As long as you don't choose, everything remains possible.
A decade-long passion project by director Jaco van Dormel, Mr. Nobody is a film about choices, possibilities, and what-ifs.
Every path is the right path.
Jared Leto plays Nemo Nobody, the last mortal in a world where humans have conquered aging.
I'm not afraid of dying.
This future forms the frame story for Nemo to reflect upon the infinite web of choices that shaped his life, revisiting key moments in each unique timeline through flashbacks in an almost Scrooge-like adventure. It's a bit like the exponential version of Sliding Doors, the Gwyneth Paltrow film about a woman whose life splits into two parallel timelines based on whether or not she catches a train. Perhaps echoing that influence, Nemo's story also hinges on a train. Only here the divergence is whether he chooses to live with his mum or his dad. That choice becomes our window, the sliding door, showing us his many journeys through love, destiny, and the cruel poetry of decision-making. The film maintains its focus with unique visual and auditory cues. Red burns with the intensity of Nemo's love for Anna.
Hello, Nemo.
Blue sinks into the sorrow of Elise.
Hi, Nemo.
And yellow reflects the cold, empty shimmer of material success with Jean.
Hello, Nemo.
The cast is strong, featuring a young and adorable Juno Temple, Jared Leto, and Diane Kruger, to name a few. However, the non-linear narrative and lengthy runtime might prove challenging for some. For those who appreciate existential science fiction, though, Mr. Nobody delivers a compelling and thought-provoking experience with a unique aesthetic and charm.
Death is a disease. It's like any other. And there's a cure.
The Fountain is quite possibly Darren Aronofsky's most ambitious film.
Our bodies are prisons for our souls.
It's a science fiction love story, told through three distinct but interconnected timelines. A 16th century conquistador searches for the Tree of Life, a modern-day scientist races to save his dying wife, and a 26th century space traveler journeys toward a dying star. Hugh Jackman shows his immense range as the central figure across each narrative, while Rachel Weisz serves as his eternal muse, always ephemeral and elegiac.
Together we will live forever.
Inspired by Kubrick's 2001 and the original Star Wars trilogy, Aronofsky aimed to reimagine the visual language of space and time. The film uses macro photography of chemical reactions to craft otherworldly visuals that are as hypnotic as they are unique. Aronofsky's refusal to rely on CGI gives the cosmic a grounded, tactile beauty. Perhaps even more memorable is Clint Mansell's score, featuring the Kronos Quartet and Mogwai, which lends the film a resonant and metaphysical tone. Positives aside, this isn't a film for everyone. It jumps between timelines seemingly at random. It relies heavily on exposition and melancholy. And at 96 minutes, it feels more sprawling than its runtime, an epic squeezed into an art house frame.
Meticulous. Yes. Methodical. Educated. They were these things.
As much a puzzle as it is a film, Primer showcases the possibilities of independent filmmaking.
Read that? Yeah. How Russia solved the problem? Yeah, they used a pencil.
Made on a shoestring budget of just $7,000, it was written, directed, produced, and scored by Shane Carruth, a former software engineer.
If something happens, would you pay me back?
Shot over 5 weeks using non-professional actors and actual garages as laboratories, the film explores the recursive implications of time travel with a cerebral, minimalist approach.
No way in which this thing would be considered anywhere remotely close to, say.
Primer is fundamentally a film about friendship and the complications that arise in the face of newfound power and conflicting ambitions.
Okay, but what's worse? Thinking you're being paranoid or knowing you shouldn't?
It follows two engineers, Aaron and Abe, who inadvertently invent a time machine while working on a device intended to reduce an object's weight through electromagnetism.
What does it feel like?
While many science fiction films rely on exposition to explain key concepts and their implications, Primer takes the opposite approach. It offers no clear explanations and instead immerses you in conversations filled with dense and opaque technobabble.
That box comes ungrounded. And I don't mean grounded like to the earth, I mean not tethered.
This deliberate ambiguity shapes the film's appeal. For those who crave intellectual challenges and narratives that demand and reward repeat viewings, Primer is a worthwhile experience. Others, however, may find its opacity maddening and its puzzles too obtuse to solve.
Students of Hailsham are special.
This is Kathy H., one of a trio of friends at Hailsham, an English boarding school that seems, on its surface, to embody a romanticized vision of pastoral innocence.
Pretty. You have it.
Portrayed by Carey Mulligan and Izzy Meikle-Small, Kathy is our point of view in this world, where a sort of low-level dread, a quiet horror permeates beneath the surface.
There are those who seek to thwart us, this is clear.
Based on the Kazuo Ishiguro novel, the film presents itself as your basic, almost archetypal coming-of-age story. We're talking about a group of friends tangled in a love triangle, navigating the turbulent waters of jealousy and the heightened emotional landscape of nascent adulthood. But there is a catch. All of this is set within a milieu, a context, a world that is one of the more soul-crushing imaginable.
Maybe none of us really understand what we've lived through.
This is very much an Alex Garland screenplay, and its deliberate pacing and melancholic tone may frustrate those looking for a traditional sci-fi narrative or an uplifting experience. But for those willing to embrace its quiet intensity, the film offers a unique, disquieting reflection on what it means to live, love, and lose.